But here we are. We're a year after that. You're scheduled.
It felt like it was never going to happen.
Because there were a lot of weird road bumps.
It was ridiculous. I'm not even going to lie.
But not in that sense. So, that's when they diagnosed you with ADD and the anxiety.
Well, the anxiety was from before. That was when they decided, well, you know what? Now you need a sleep study.
Yeah.
And so the sleep study really threw everything off.
Because that takes forever.
Yes. And
which is good because they found out you had sleep apnea.
Yes, so I have my sleep apnea machine.
Right.
I've had it since May. So the idea was this year when I went on my break, because I'm on a teacher schedule, was that I was going to do my surgery over the summer so I wouldn't have to take time off of work. It didn't work out that way because there was a mess with the sleep study and all that stuff, so it got pushed again. And it was really frustrating. So it just felt like it was never going to happen. It kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed. And it was like, I mean, there was days that I
you were like, I'm done, I quit.
Yeah, I was done. And
to say we had an issue with one of the people within our surgeon's office, it just didn't feel like she cared.
Well, I didn't feel like she was doing anything.
Right.
Like her job, which was solely her job.
Right. And
nobody else could do it.
And we eventually had to go
above her and get somebody else. Yeah.
And then after that, it was like, boom, we're in.
Well, she did it within 24 hours. She had it done. So it was very frustrating.
And that was a 3-week process that she did in 24 hours.
No, it was like a month and a half.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, and she had it done in 24 hours. I was so mad. I mean, I was happy, but I was so mad by that point that I was just...
Because the plan that you had could have occurred, but it
over
didn't.
The summer. Exactly. It could have happened over the summer. I wouldn't have had to take time off of work and worry about all that. So now I'm having to take 2.5 weeks off of work. Well, 2 weeks, hopefully only 2 weeks off of work. And now I have to fill out all the FMLA paperwork, and I've got to get that stuff sent in and take a day off of work to do all the other tests that I have to do. Well, not tests, but the appointments.
Right.
Because, you have pre-op and anesthesiology and then a nutritionist appointment that you have to have done before the appointment, the surgery. So that's what's been happening. Like, that all happened on Friday. I had FMLA done. Like, I had to get that stuff set up once I found out my date because it's so soon. And then I had to set up all those appointments, which was hectic.
Because you were at work.
Yes.
And again, we talked about your ADD, your anxiety. Structure is really important for you, and there was no structure.
No,
it was chaos.
Not at all. Yeah. Friday was just total chaos. And that week had been really bad. I got a flat tire on Thursday or Wednesday.
Very first flat tire in your car.
Yes.
Driving home from work.
For me, my very first flat tire. Driving on a highway.
Last week was a roller coaster.
It was really rough. And so by Friday, I was just done with the week. Yeah. Thursday, I had logged into my own account and found out that I had approval.
Right.
But, you can't trust that until they actually call you and they set everything up. So I got the call Friday morning at work, like right before I clocked into work. And so it was just pure chaos the entire day because I was trying to get everything done and it was a mess and it was over here and over there and everywhere. And it was good.
Which I will say, pure chaos for you is a normal day for most people.
Yeah.
Like, just because it's something you guys have to understand, like the way anxiety works and the way the ADD works is, and this is something that we've dealt with for 13 years, undiagnosed, that I've been saying, I think there's something here.
But I've been saying that the whole time too.
Right. And I don't even really know what didn't push us in the direction to have you get help or talk to somebody.
Because we tolerated it?
Yeah, I think we learned
how to work around it.
Right.
As the surgery goes, it's one of those things where the thing I think that I'm afraid of the most is losing myself.
Right. What do you mean?
Don't snap at her. She's asleep.
No, she's scratching.
Oh.
What do you mean by that?
I don't want... Well, you know how, like... And I've told you some of the statistics and stuff that I've heard about the surgery itself.
Right, but share.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a couple of different and I don't know the numbers, but there's like statistics about how when a spouse alone has the surgery versus having them together, one of the statistics was a very high rate of divorce.
Very high rate.
Then another statistic is a jealousy factor.
Right.
And I've heard it as husbands. I think it works probably both ways.
Right. It depends on who has the surgery.
Right. Well, and I mean, I don't know how it works with a couple having a surgery. I don't know. But like, you know, where a husband gets upset because their wife looks better and so they're constantly jealous,
yeah,
I guess, of that. And then, like I said, I think that would work either way.
Right.
But, you know, there's stuff like that plays to the anxiety cue too, because, you know, I don't think that that's ever going to be an issue for us.
Well, I think
as far as those two in particular.
Well, I think for us, because we're going to do this, I mean, I'm going to basically restart the whole food process over with you and do it with you as you do yours. We've got goals.
Together goals.
Yeah. After like weight loss and stuff like that. We have separate goals. Like I've got a goal, and you know, we've got our own little separate goals, but we've also got together goals.
Right.
So.
But I think that what's scary about it is losing the, you know, some people lose the weight and they just are like a completely different person. Like, oh my God, there's a fat person. Why aren't they doing this? And
right.
Why aren't they you know, stuff like that.
You're worried about losing your
my compassion for bigger people, because not everything is that easy. It's not that easy for me. I've gone like this with my weight my entire life. I've always been a big person.
Right.
Always. I've never been a small person. I graduated high school in a size 20 pants. That's big for somebody my age, you know, at that time. So I have a compassion for people, and I have a very unique view of the world because of that, because of the fact that I grew up the bigger kid. And I don't want that to change because I feel better about myself, or not that I don't feel good about myself now, but you know, I don't want to get that
condescending attitude.
Yes, like that chip on my shoulder kind of thing, you know? Arrogance.
I don't foresee that being an issue for you because it's such a big part of who you are.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a core thing for you.
Yeah.
You know, is your compassion for people, your heart, you know, is always in the right place. You carry your emotions on your shoulder. You know, I don't foresee that being an issue for you. I think I do foresee you maybe having body image issues, in the sense that, like, sometimes for me, you know, like putting on a 3X shirt is awesome, but like mentally I'm like, that's not possible. There's no way. It doesn't
fit right.
Right. And I do
and
that.
I have to tell you.
Yeah. You're like, it's fine. It looks great. You know, like putting on a smaller pair of jeans, I'm like, they don't fit right. They're tight. And you're like, no, that's the way jeans are supposed to fit.
Right.
They're not supposed to be so baggy you can
fit another person.
Yeah, you know, and shirts are the same way.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's something that we'll have to work through together for you, because but I think in the same sense, you're going to have a very fun time with the clothing opportunity that opens up to you once you lose all that weight. Because there's so many things. Well, there's so many things that you would love to buy and wear that you can't, because...
Yeah, but you'll never see this in a two-piece bathing suit, ever.
Well, they'll never see it. I'm going to eventually see it. But, well, no, not even necessarily that, but like jackets and shirts and skirts and stuff like that.
Yes, there's a completely different clothing market for smaller people.
Right.
And pictures, I think, are going to be
That's the hardest part for me. I hate looking at pictures before.
Before?
They have
Facebook likes to remind you.
Right. And that, for me, that honestly, like, if I could burn them, I would. Like, no, I'm not down.
I wouldn't let you.
Right. Well, no, I'm not down to, like, the size I'm shooting for by any means.
But you look
I'd like to lose
a lot different.
Right. I'd like to lose another 150, 200 pounds.
Right.
I mean, that's a long way to go still, at least another year or two.
Yeah, probably.
But that for me, that's very, like, you're worried about your compassion for other people. Mine's my compassion for myself. Like, I look at my old photos and think, what was wrong with me?
What happened?
Why did I do that? You know?
Yeah, there are pictures that pop up from 2 years ago that I actually had a friend of mine at work, you know who, actually she commented to me because she didn't know how you would react, and she was just like, he looks completely different.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know. And I'm like, I don't say anything about it on Facebook because I know that you don't particularly care for that.
I still haven't accepted it.
Right. But if you were to take a side-by-side picture of you from 2 years ago and you now...
Well, I did, because I've been recording my body size every 6 to 7 months.
See, and I don't see any of that. But if you were to take a photo, like I'm saying, if you were to pull a photo off our wall and hold it up right now and look at it, you look completely different. Your face is a lot thinner, and you look better.
Yeah.
But that's the way that it is. That's the nature of the game at this point, but...
Well, that's...
Those are the things that I like, though, because I see that... I can look at a picture from 2 years ago of you and say, yes, it works because I see it firsthand. Yeah. And you take for granted every day that you get up and you look in the mirror and you're like,
because I can't see
just me again.
Well, and like you can see it change because you're
an outward view.
Looking at it every day, but in the same sense you're not looking at it every day. Like,
exactly.
It's a lot harder when you get up in the morning and you brush your teeth and comb your hair in front of the mirror. Nothing ever really looks like it changes. Saying. Like, I can see it in like small places, but for the most part, like, I still look at the places where I'm still too big, and that I think, like, and for me too, the issue is I've seen other people that had the surgery at the same time
I did, faster,
who started at the same weight I started at, and they've dropped way more, and they look way different. And that's not to say that they're skinny either. They're still big people, because I started at such a high plateau. And I think that's going to kind of be weird and frustrating for me too, is you're starting at a lower weight, so you're going to drop the weight a little bit quicker, and it's going to show more, I think. No.
I don't know, because I gained more than... I'm higher than I was when we started.
Right, no, and I understand that, but lot. You're still at a much lower rate, a much lower level than
the girls drop weight not as quickly.
I know what you're saying, but I think for me, like, that's going to be a mental adjustment I'm going to have to grasp, is like...
well, try having your husband be able to wear your shirts and you can't even wear them anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because, hey, they were mine to begin with.
I'm just saying, you're talking about something like that.
I know. I get it.
That was, like, a really horrible thing for me, because that's... not because I am upset that you're losing the weight, but I'm like...
You've gained it.
What the heck is going on with my weight? Because I can't get a control on it. And the thing is that I can try to follow the diets. I can try to follow whatever diet I want to. I can try to exercise however I want to. But I'm still doing this with my weight. There's not a... happy medium. I mean, yes, granted, I stayed the same within 5 to 10 pounds for a good 5 years of this latest part of our marriage, but for the past 2 years, I've steadily increased in weight, being on a diet from the doctor, being on, trying to get exercise in when I have a chance, that when I'm not working and stuff like that. And yes, I don't do it as much as I should, but it should still show a little, and it's not showing at all.
I got you.
So for me, when the first time you did that, the very first time you pulled out a shirt that was mine from Loot Crate, that was a 3X, and you put it on and it fit you without, yes, it was a little bit snug, but it wasn't...
It didn't stop mid-stomach.
Exactly. Yeah. Was like... I was like, he's gonna be smaller than I am before I even get a chance to have this surgery.
Yeah.
Which I know that's a shitty way to look at it, but it goes back to the anxiety part of things where I felt like I was never gonna happen.
Right. Well, and then that kicks into the statistic of why people get divorced on this.
Right.
It's because you see a positive change in the other person, and then it freaks
you out. And you want
out.
a positive change in yourself, and you can't get it.
Well, and I think for some people, they look and say, okay, when this person looks better, are they not going to need me anymore?
Are they not going to feel the same way about me as they did before?
Right. Which we know has not happened in our case.
Right, but you don't know that in the moment you're feeling that feeling.
Well, you never know what another person's thinking. So, I mean,
exactly.
I understand where that fear is, and I understand why that's a really crap feeling. Like, trust me, when you're putting on Loot Crate shirts that are 3X's and I can't even get them to my belly button, there's, like, that was very rough for me back when I weighed what I weighed. So.
Right. But that's what I'm saying, and it's different to be the other person.
Right.
And I think that
because you've always been the smaller person in our relationship.
And now I'm not so much the smaller person. We're kind of around the same.
We're about the same, yeah.
So.
And it's been very hard for me too. So like you're like, oh, you can fit these shirts now. Like I've still got what I'm now calling my fat pants and my fat clothes because I'm so worried that something's gonna fail.
Yeah.
In the end, that it's very hard for me to get rid of that stuff because I'm worried I'm gonna need it again.
Which I'm gonna have to get rid of anyway because it just looks ridiculous on you.
Right. Now. And you were like, oh, that shirt's super long. Like, I've got a shirt.
Oh my god, that shirt.
Yeah, like that shirt was.
It looked like a dress.
Yeah, it was hitting me mid thigh. I could put a belt on it and wear it around as a. You're right.
Yes.
But for me, like
Hercules.
Yeah, well, but for me, like that's been
like Hercules, like his skirt, like that.
Yeah. That's been one of the more difficult aspects of this.
But that's common. Like, that is an actual common emotion because the friend of mine at work who had the surgery, she still has a lot of her bigger clothes and she's down to, what did I tell you the other day, a 10?
Yeah.
She's in a 10. She was my size. Well, she wasn't exactly. She was about 20 to 30 pounds lighter than me when she had surgery, but she still has clothes that are my size because
it's very hard.
She can't.
Well, it's very hard to make that realization that you're probably never going to need them again.
Yes.
As long as you stay on the right path.
Right. And of course there are the cases where people don't and they gain it all back. But I mean, it is. It's something, because even I have clothes that are small that I used to wear that I can't get rid of not because I know I'm having surgery, but because I can't.
Yeah, you psych yourself into like you'll get there, you'll be there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that's before surgery. That's before we even had this thing. I've had a pair of pants in my drawer for 8 years that I wore when I was in high school that I refused to throw away or give away because I always thought that I was gonna get back to that.
Yeah.
At some point I would be back there.
Yeah.
And
now it's an actual.
Now it is, but at the time it wasn't. But I still was believing that in my mind that, I could change at any time. Yeah. You can't always because you need that extra help. Well, I didn't know that. And it wasn't something that went into my mind like that because I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Now I see other people who are bigger than me or who are around the same size as me, and as crappy as it sounds, all I can think in my mind is, do I look that big? Because I never realized that I looked that big.
Right.
And like I said, it's kind of a crappy thing to say, and it's not even other people. Like, there's a picture of last year, me and my sister at the beach, the shot that you actually have on your computer screen, that I look at that and I'm just like, I am massive, and it never dawned on me that I was that unhealthy.
Right.
And I always thought to myself, well, I don't have high blood pressure, I don't have diabetes, I don't have things like that. So I am healthy, but I never realized that I was that big. Like, and you don't think about it until you actually are confronted with the fact that you're that big.
Yeah.
And you just don't realize.
Which, I mean, that's part of the reason behind the surgery and getting that done, so.
Well, it's being healthier, being around for the kids.
And grandkids.
When the
maybe,
kids are
eventually.
adults. Exactly. I want to be there for my kids. I want to be able to have a kid say to me, Mom, let's go run outside. And I can do that without feeling like crap because I can't do it.
Yeah.
Right now.
And it's really nice to be able to outdistance them in Walt Disney World.
Yes.
Like, I wear them out.
You wear me out.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I can walk for a long time, but for a bigger person, I can keep up fairly well, but there are times where I'm just like, you gotta stop. I can't. You have so much more energy now than you did, because before we were fine. We could do everything together. We were on the same pace. Yes, you always walk faster.
Right, but that's just long ways.
You know, we were relatively around the same as far as that goes. Now, I have to tell you to stop, or I just stop, and eventually you notice that I'm not there.
Yeah.
Because I am just like, you've got to slow down, and you don't realize that the energy boost went, whoop!
Yeah, no, it's...
You know, and so that aspect I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the fact that if one of our kids wants to play sports when they get older and they need to practice, I can do those things. I can swing on the swing at the park, or, you know, do the monkey bars. I can't tell you how crappy I felt that I couldn't do the monkey bars when Allie was trying to do them the other day to show her what to do.
Yeah.
I used to do that all the time when I was younger. You know, stuff like that. I want to be able to do those things. I want to be able to go to Universal and ride rides that we haven't ridden.
So let's wrap this up a little bit, because we've been chatting for like an hour and a half. I've got massive amounts of footage to filter out where we just talk about
this is why I'm never in any of the other videos.
No, and it's perfectly fine. I love it. I love being able to sit down and talk to you and have these chats with you. And I think we'll do this again, you know, post surgery, like a week after, and
or
stuff
maybe
like that.
during the liquid diet.
Well, no, we'll definitely do everyday liquid diet videos.
Ew, no, not every day.
Like we'll do like little mini vlogs and stuff. But okay, so what is the number one thing you want to do after surgery when you hit your and you know what? What's your target weight?
200.
200? So you want to lose 180 pounds. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not like, I don't mean I want to do it in like 1 year.
No,
I'm just saying that if I could get to 200 pounds, I would be happy, and this would be a success story for me.
Okay.
Like, in the long term.
Right.
I mean, I'm all for getting smaller than that, but I think I'd look a little goofy because I have broad shoulders and broad hips.
Well.
And a fat face.
You'll lose that.
But you know what I'm saying.
As you can see.
What I'm saying is that I think that if I could get to that weight.
Right. That's okay. So 200 is your
something
goal
that
weight.
Is my
200's your goal weight, but
my
we're always going to shoot for 150 or something crazy like that. But 200's your goal weight.
180.
Right. And that's perfectly fine. That's fine. So 200's your goal weight. Okay. So what is one thing that when you hit your 200 goal weight, what is one thing that you absolutely want to do?
I want to get a tattoo.
Okay.
Like to commemorate kind of that I did it.
Well, no, not okay. So let's.
What do you mean?
Physically. Is there anything that you want to do physically at 200 pounds that you haven't done because of your size?
See my feet? A cartwheel.
A cartwheel. Okay. Okay.
Because I could do that in high school.
Yeah. That's a good, okay. Alright. I like it.
Why? What's yours?
I want to run a Disney marathon.
Oh God, no. I don't want to do that.
I do. And that's part of the reason I've started doing mile walks every day, and I've started running.
I mean, I'll do the breast cancer walks and stuff like that, but I don't want to do...
I want to run.
Nope.
I want to run a Disney marathon.
This doesn't run.
Yeah.
Ever. Unless something's chasing me.
I'm up to a third or a quarter mile or a third of a mile now. I can
jog.
I can jog it, yeah. And I've gotten where I can full out sprint about 50 yards.
Or, you know what? Ride a bike.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one.
I'd like to be able to ride a bike without feeling like I'm going to fall off or that my butt is swallowing the seat.
Good ones. Okay, I like them.
That was kind of an overshare, but you know what I mean.
No, it's we get it.
Yeah.
People watching this have been there. They understand.
So, something in that, you know. I mean, I don't have,
those are good goals.
A thing that is like, I need to do this.
No, and I get that, but
like to go to Europe.
Well, no, but that's not even.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's not even a size thing. That's just.
It kind of is because of
plane tickets and stuff like that. Yeah, I got you. But I mean, like.
Realistically,
there's that one thing that everybody kind of wants to do that they think they're too fat to do.
Oh, I don't have that.
Well, a cartwheel.
Well, yeah, but I don't have I'm not the kind of person that's like a bikini or like that little black dress or something like that. I don't have that desire for that.
Well, because if we want to make it happen, we'll make it happen. But like, you could do a black dress. No, it wouldn't be like the little black dress, but like you could do.
But you know what I'm saying? I don't have that.
You're not doing it.
It's not a cosmetic thing for me.
Right.
It's exactly. So I don't have the want for a specific like outfit or shoe size or anything weird like that. I just want to feel better about myself.
Gotcha.
I want to feel good. I want to have more energy to do the things that I want to do. I want to be able to keep up with you at Disney and stuff like that, you know? So I don't have a goal that's like...
But those are goals. Those are good goals.
But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't have like a niche that I'm like, this is why.
Right. Well, but I get that. But when I say goal, like, that's what I'm looking for. Like, it doesn't have to be a superficial goal. Like, I'm sure I'd like to be able to... I think one of my goals, when you go to talk to the head nurse, like, they ask you for 3 goals. And I think one of my goals was to be able to buy a t-shirt at Walmart. And I've done that.
Okay.
Like, to me, that's just cool because I've never spent less than $30 on a t-shirt.
I mean, I can wear shirts from Walmart.
I couldn't, though. So, like, that was kind of a cool thing.
I'm just saying that's not a realistic goal for me because I can already do that.
Right. Well, I get it. So, for me, like, I've never spent less than $120 on an outfit.
I got one.
Like, jeans and a t-shirt go. But, like, now I've got a pair of jeans.
I have one. Not... like touching on that subject.
But like now I've got a pair of jeans and a t-shirt that cost me less than $11. So I mean that's kind of exciting for me.
Yeah.
So those are goals though.
So I have one that's okay. So aside from like the cartwheel thing,
right?
I do have one. I want to not be able to wear stuff from Lane Bryant and Torrid.
What do you mean?
Like I want to be smaller than the sizes that they offer.
Okay. I mean, they have good clothes, but no, that's a valid
thing.
But
you know what I'm saying?
So is there a shop that you'd like to be able to shop
in?
Yeah,
Hot Topic.
Okay. I mean, I was going a little more risque, but okay.
Victoria's Secret. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't buy anything apparel-wise right now at Hot Topic that is woman-oriented. Because I don't know if they have 3Xs in men's or not. But I want to be able to buy women's size that's something that fits comfortably. Because for me, the women's size, they are not long enough. That's part of the reason I stick with men's a lot of the time. Or they hug too much in the midsection or whatever the case may be.
You want to be able to buy girly clothes.
Yes.
In smaller sizes.
I want to be able to buy girly clothes that I don't have to shop at a plus size store to get.
Okay, and that's not a bad thing. We're not saying that shopping at Lane Bryant or plus size store is a bad thing, but that's a good goal.
Well, like for you, it was to buy the shirt at Walmart,
right?
that is signifying that you're losing enough weight to be able to shop there. Well, I can already shop at Walmart.
Yeah.
So my goal is not so much to shop at Walmart, it's to get to a size where I don't have to use the
or like lunchbox, box lunch.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
So sizes that I don't, so not specifically Lane Bryant or Catherine's or wherever it is that's plus size.
You want to be able to buy
stuff that I like,
clothes, because Lane Bryant does a great job and they make cool shirts, and you can get like Mickey shirts like this and stuff like that.
This
but
wasn't
like
Lane Bryant, but yeah.
But for instance, like I get what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
To be able to buy a dress that I like,
right,
from a store that is not a plus size store. So like Hot Topic or even Walmart, but one that I like.
So I kind of have a goal that I don't think you've really thought about, and I think as a girl you probably should think about, because it's something you do that guys don't do.
Okay.
So like you always complain about having to shave your legs.
Yep.
Because it's difficult. So that's,
a goal.
Not even no.
Without having a difficulty.
Well, not even a goal, but like I think that's going to be kind of one of those, like, it's going to be one of those mind kickers.
Yeah.
Like for me, it was bending over and tying my shoes without having an issue.
That was actually the first thing I thought of, was being able to bend over and touch my toes.
Yeah.
Without bending my knees.
Right. Yeah, no, these are all good. These are all good goals. So like this.
So I think that would be my main one.
That's cool.
Because I have to be able to do that before I can do a cartwheel, I think.
Well, I mean, there'll be quite a few things you have to be able to do before you can do cartwheels.
But, well, you know what I mean. Like.
Yeah.
So.
Gotcha. Okay. Those are good goals. They're good goals.
I don't know.
These are good, hopeful things to look forward to. These are things that, on the darkest day when you're having the worst trouble, you go, that's my goal and I've got to make it.
Yeah. So I kind of want to go to like box lunch or somewhere and buy a goal.
Buy a what?
Buy a goal.
Buy a goal?
Like an outfit.
Oh, yeah.
Like a goal outfit.
Yeah.
So that I can put it in the closet, so that on the days where I feel like I need to eat a cheesecake, I can go into the closet and be like, this is why.
Not until I can wear this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, not this is why, but this
is one of the things you're shooting for.
This is the happy outcome if I don't.
Because as much as this surgery is a healthy thing, as much as this surgery is to better you as a person, this surgery is a little superficial, and it's okay to have superficial goals.
I don't think it's the surgery that's superficial. I think it's the aftermath that's superficial.
No. Your reasoning. Like, it's okay to have a
Yeah.
I think a lot of people go into this surgery, like you're going into it like health, kids and stuff like that. Like, that's great and that's awesome. You do it for your kids and you do it for your health. But, like, it's okay to have a superficial goal.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of those little goals. Like, yeah, doing a cartwheel, we know that's a little ways down the road. As far as like playing outside with the kids, keeping up at Disney and stuff, like those are goals that you'll probably see a little bit quicker, that aren't really long-term goals, because your energy spikes and you start losing a lot of weight and stuff.
Long-term. You didn't say
No, and that's perfectly fine.
My short-term goal is to not have dumping syndrome.
Well, that's easy. You just got to stay away from sugar and all that crazy
you
stuff.
Asked for something short-term. That's
no.
I'm
just saying,
like, stay on track. That is my short-term goal.
And that's a great short-term goal, and it's good to have those. But I was just saying, like, it seemed like you were trying not to have a superficial goal, but those are okay. Those are good goals to have.
It's not that I don't think superficial goals are okay. I think that going into it with a superficial idea,
could ruin it.
Wrong.
Right.
It's a wrong way to look at it.
But you're not, and I think that's where we've got that starting point.
So, I mean, that's my 500 goals that...
Alright, well, we're 2 weeks. Well, 2 weeks and a couple days.
2 weeks and 3 days.
2 weeks and 3 days. So...
Well, counting today.
We'll try and do daily videos or every other day videos where we kind of sit down and talk, especially once the liquid diet starts. If you guys have any questions for her or for me as far as the bariatric surgery goes, please ask away in the comments and we'll respond.
Or you can ask me on Twitter. I'll answer.
I'll put her Twitter in the description below. You've got mine as well. Don't be afraid to reach out. We don't mind talking to people. We love you guys so much. The comments are always great, and we definitely thank you guys for watching. We hope you stick around. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. We try and get a video up Monday through Friday. They're usually up by about 10:30 a.m. You can hit the bell icon and they'll notify you
every day.
They'll notify you whenever they're uploaded. But if not, you can always come back tomorrow and check out whatever video there is tomorrow.
There's one every day.
Yeah.
Except for the weekends.
There wasn't one every day last week, but whatever.
That's your fault.
I had some bumps. But anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us and listening. And
not live TV, but you know what I mean.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us and just kind of enjoying this chat with her. We don't do it very often. I'd like to do a little more often, maybe do it as a podcast or something, because we just spent like an hour and a half, and I'm going to have to edit this down a lot to really get the video where we talk about the surgery and stuff. But I'll post like a full audio version somewhere for those that want to hear the whole hour and a half of us talking. So thank you so much. We love you guys.
Till tomorrow.